Hey everyone, it's Donna Cutting from redcarpetlearning.com, and I am here at the Leading Age Conference in Philadelphia. I had a program yesterday. I presented with Reed Vanderslick of Glacier Hills, and I think it went really well. So feedback seemed to be really good, so I'm really excited. But today's the last day of the conference, and I snuck in to find an empty room behind me so that I could do this little video, because I promised you in the last video that I would give you the last 5 of the 10 steps that we presented in this conference related to creating a great experience for your staff. It was all about internal customer service. So if you missed that first video, you can find it on the YouTube channel, and I will link to it in the notes below. But we're going to start this video with step 6. So step 6, 7, and 8 all have to do with communication, and I break those down into 3 different types of communication. So step 6 being interpersonal communication, heart to heart. How are you communicating with your team members that you see them, that they matter, that you value them? Having those conversations that let them know that you actually care about them as human beings, right? I heard a quote today in one of the sessions, and it was a long quote, so I'm going to paraphrase it. But it was something related to that the way to lead is in moments. It's in those moment-to-moment interactions that you have with the people who you interact with on a daily basis. And in this case, we're talking about your team members. So remembering that respect, that caring, that really noticing is not just for your traditional customers, but is first for the people who come in every single day and make a difference for your traditional customers. And I want to say to remember the people who are maybe behind the scenes as well. There are so many people who don't work out front, but they are behind the scenes making just as much of a difference as someone who perhaps impacts your customers face-to-face every single day. And so making sure that interpersonal communication is where it needs to be. Number 2 is informational communication, and that's about transparency and sharing information with your team members so that they feel like they are part of a bigger whole, something bigger than themselves, and that you are open and honest about what's going on and what they can do to help. And the thing I want to remind people is that we get so many communications every single day. It is no surprise that if you just communicate in one way, that communication may very well get lost, right? So you want to make sure, first of all, that you find a variety of different ways, preferably visually, with the spoken word, and also in some way that is interactive, to communicate with your team members. And also, the more creative and outstanding that communication is, the more attention it will get. So really thinking about, if we have an important message that has to get out there, what are some creative ways that we can communicate that message? So that was number 7. Number 8 was still communication, but it was inspiration. So what are you doing to inspire and affect your team emotionally so that they are inspired to go out and create an extraordinary experience for your traditional customers? And so one way to do that is by sharing stories, looking for opportunities, looking for things that they do every day that make a difference in the lives of others, and sharing those stories, not just saying, oh, well, that's just what we do. No, celebrate them, share them, because it is a story that connects people emotionally. It's something that makes them feel. And when they feel something, they are more likely to act on something. So what are you actually doing to inspire your team? And then the last two, number 9 is, are you listening? This actually falls under communication as well. What is your listening strategy? How are you intentionally soliciting the feedback of your team? And I'm not talking about your annual reviews or annual surveys or biannual surveys that you might do. I mean day to day, right? Are you actually going out on the floor and rounding? That was something that Reed shared, is that he makes a practice of whether it's once a month, once a quarter, or once every 6 months. I would recommend more often than just once every 6 months. But if it's, he intentionally puts on his calendar, once a quarter or once a month, where he spends the day just walking around, rounding on his team, meaning asking them how they're doing, checking in, asking if there's anything that any feedback they have to give him or anything he can do to help with the job that they do every day. So there's so many different ways to do it. Rounding is one excellent way. What is your listening strategy? And last but not least, do what you can to eliminate silo syndrome. As a matter of fact, there's a video on this YouTube channel somewhere. I will connect to that in the notes below as well. But really looking at how do you have interdepartmental gatherings, or how do you get people from different departments to first just socialize and talk with each other, get to know each other, because the more they know each other, the more likely they are to work well with each other. And the other video has actually 3 specific strategies that you can use to eliminate silo syndrome. So those were the 10 steps. Those were the last 5, and I gave you the first 5 in another video that we presented at Leading Age, related to creating that great experience for your internal customers. In this case, your internal customers meaning your team members. I hope that was helpful. Please comment below. Let me know that I'm not all alone here, that you're out there listening, that this is helpful. Give me a comment. Give me a like. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell next door so that you will always get an alert every time we have a new video. And of course, we would love it if you would visit our website at redcarpetlearning.com. And if you would like to have more conversations about how we can help you engage your team to deliver a red carpet customer experience, then give us a call. For now, keep living and working the red carpet way.